Hello everyone and welcome to Study IQ English. I'm Joycey Joy. We are continuing with the 7th chapter of Economic Survey 2021-22 which deals with agriculture and food management. This is part 3 of this chapter. This is a quite lengthy chapter, that's why we are taking it in 3 parts, and this is the last video from this chapter. We have already seen the overview, then GVA, then agricultural production. We also discussed about MSP, crop diversification, water and irrigation, and also agricultural marketing. These topics were covered in the previous videos. If you have missed it, please do watch them as well. Next, we are coming to Situation Assessment Survey. Now, Situation Assessment Survey, NSO, that is the National Statistical Office, in its 77th round of survey conducted during the period from 1st January 2019 to 31st January 2019, carried out a survey on land and livestock holdings of households and situation assessment of agricultural households in rural area. So the situation assessment survey was conducted by NSSO as a part of 77th round of survey, National Statistical Office. Okay, now let us come to the conclusions or what were the findings of this survey. The SAS Situational Assessment Survey of 2021 reveals that the average monthly income per agricultural household as per paid out expenses approach workout should be 10,218. So this is the average monthly income of agricultural households. So this point is very important. If you remember, in 2017 or 18, UPSC in the prelims exam asked regarding the distribution of agriculture as an economic activity across India. So this topic was asked. Now, this can be again a question because this is a finding of NSO, National Statistical Office. The average monthly income per agricultural household in India is 10,218. So it's about 10,000 rupees. The net receipts from crop production alone has increased by 22.6% as compared to previous SAS report of 2014. So net receipts from crop production has increased by 22.6% as compared to previous SAS report of 2014. Now, SAS report of 2021 also shows increasing fragmentation of holdings. What could be the reason? Increasing fragmentation means large plots of land getting fragmented into small pieces. That is, large area getting fragmented into small pieces. Why fragmentation? There can be multiple reasons: increasing urbanization, increasing industrialization, increase in population. All these can be reasons. So this is important that the SAS report shows that there is a trend of increasing fragmentation of land holdings in India. Next is coming to allied sectors, that is agriculture allied sectors like animal husbandry, dairying, etc. Here we are looking into animal husbandry and dairying. Sorry. The contribution of livestock in total agriculture and allied sector, that is the GVA at constant prices, has increased from 24.32% to 29.35%. So within the agricultural sector, the contribution of livestock in the agricultural sector is 29.35%. So this is the contribution of livestock, which is a subsector within the agricultural sector. This is the contribution. And we already know that agricultural sector contributes a total of 18.8% to the total GV of the country, and within this 18.8%, 30%, that is 29.35% of this 18.8% come from livestock. Coming to dairy sector, dairy is the single largest agricultural commodity and it contributes 5% of national economy and employs more than 8 crore farmers directly. So this is the contribution of dairy sector to the economy. That is single largest agricultural commodity. 5% of national economy and 8 crore farmers are employed within the dairy sector. India is ranked first in milk production, contributing to 23% of global milk production. Around 1/4 of total milk production in the world comes alone from India. So this is very important. First in milk production. That could be a UPSC prelims question as well. So rank of India is first and it contributes around 23% to the global milk production. Coming to the recent initiatives in animal husbandry and dairy sector, National Animal Disease Control Program, Animal Husbandry Infrastructural Development, etc. These two are the recent. These are not the only schemes or initiatives, the recent ones, examples of recent initiatives taken by the government to promote animal husbandry and dairy sector. Next, we are coming to fisheries. India is second largest fish producing country in the world. In case of milk production, we are the largest one, contributing to around 23%. And coming to fishing or fisheries, we are the second largest fish producing country in the world. We contribute about 1.24% to country's GVA, over 7.28% of agricultural GVA. So, the contribution of fishery sector towards the total GVA of the country is 1.24. Agricultural sector is 18.8% and within this 18.8%, 1.24 comes from fisheries. And now again, out of this 18.8%, if you consider this as 100%, about 7.28% of this 18.8% is contributed by fisheries. The facility of KCC is Kisan Credit Card. KCC extended also to fisheries in addition to animal husbandry farmers. So this is very important. KCC was a previous year UPSC question. In 2016, KCC was asked. So KCC is now extended to farmers who are involved in fisheries as well as in animal husbandry. They can get the benefits of KCC, Kisan Credit Card, which is a micro credit scheme where the farmers can get credit at concessional rates of interest. Okay, so this is a government initiative. Another one is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana was launched in 2020 May as a part of A&B package. Prioritizes sustainability and traceability from catch to consumer for augmenting fisheries exports and maintaining competitiveness in the global market. So, within the fishery sector, priority has been given to sustainability. Sustainability means the concern for the future generation without exploiting the resources. Sustainability and traceability from catch to consumer approach. And reason is to augment fisheries exports, thereby earn more income for the country through exports. So, improving fisheries exports and also maintaining competitiveness in the global market. Being competitive at the global market. Next is agricultural research and education. So, coming to the government initiatives on agricultural research and education and what is the status of agricultural research and education. The National Agricultural Research System of India has produced significant results in terms of mechanization of agriculture and development of climate resilient technologies of HYVs of seeds. So, National Agricultural Research System of India. They have produced significant results, remarkable results. One is mechanization of agriculture, that is adopting machines or technology to the agricultural sector. One of the major problems that the Indian agricultural sector face with regard to productivity is lack of mechanization. When the rate of mechanization increases, the productivity from the agricultural sector also increases. So, mechanization means more of input. It can increase the efficiency and thereby the production can increase. So, mechanization. Second is climate resilient technologies. Why? Because Indian agriculture is again very much heavily dependent upon monsoon. So, climate resilience is very important. A submission on agricultural mechanization was launched. That is SMAM. Submission on agricultural mechanization was launched in the year 2014-15. Multilingual mobile app called Farm Machinery Solutions were launched. It is known as FARMS. It's a mobile application. It is multilingual. Why? Because the farmers may be aware with the local languages. So, to help the farmers in local languages, a multilingual mobile application called Farm Machinery Solutions, which is in short known as FARMS, was launched recently. Scheme on promotion of agricultural mechanization for in situ management of crop residue in the states of Punjab, Haryana, UP and NCT of Delhi. So this is the next one. Scheme on promotion of agricultural mechanization. So scheme on promotion of agricultural mechanization for in situ management of crop residue. Why? Because the crop residues are causing a major problem of burning the residues and creating environmental impact, especially in the form of polluted air. So scheme on the promotion of agricultural mechanization, machines for the in situ. In situ means within the site itself or within the farm or within the place itself. In situ management of crop residue, especially in states of Haryana, UP, Punjab and NCT. Research shows that every rupee spent on agriculture research and development yields a much better returns compared to returns on every rupee spent on fertilizer subsidy, power subsidy, education or on roads. So this is a comparison. Government spending in the agricultural sector is mostly towards providing subsidies or power subsidy, fertilizer subsidy, such kind of input subsidies. We can in general say that government spends maximum money on the agricultural sector in the form of providing input subsidies. Okay, so this is in the form of input subsidies. Now, the various researchers show that every rupee that is spent on agricultural research, so every rupee spent on agricultural research yield more result than compared to other kind of input subsidies or even comparable with that of construction of roads or education, which means that the return on investment, return on investment is very high when it is done on research. Next is food processing sector, very, very important sector. So coming to food processing sector, food processing has constituted as much as 6.87% of GVA in manufacturing. We know that food processing sector is a part of manufacturing sector, and within the manufacturing sector, the contribution of food processing sector was 9.87%. Now, why we are discussing food processing under agriculture? Why not in manufacturing? Because the inputs for the food processing sector is given by, it's provided by the agricultural sector. That is the reason. The input of food processing sector is the output of agricultural sector. That is food crops. Food crops are the output of agricultural sector. So this output becomes the input of food processing sector. So 9.87% of GVA in manufacturing sector was contributed by food processing. Total number of persons engaged in registered food processing sector was 19.33 lakhs as per annual survey of industries for 2017-18. So this is the contribution. That is the people who have adopted food processing as their economic activity. Those who are directly and indirectly and involved in food processing sector. In FPI, 100% FDI is permitted under automatic route. That is foreign policy. So foreign investment policy, 100% of FDI, that is 100% of foreign direct investment is allowed in the food processing sector, and that also through automatic route without the approval of the government, which means that this is done in order to promote the investment in food processing sector. So that is the purpose, to promote investment in food processing sector. Prime Minister formalization of micro food processing enterprises is another scheme that has been launched to promote the food processing industries in India. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. This is very important. This was a previous year mains question as well. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana has been launched in order to promote the food processing sector. Apart from that, the top scheme, that is tomato, onion and potato scheme, has also been launched because these are perishables. And what can be done with regard to perishables? Their shelf life is very less. Even if we provide cold storage, also the shelf life is less. So for those commodities which has a lesser shelf life, they can be processed by adding value. That is, by value addition to these crops, they can be processed, and then the shelf life or the utility of these crops can be improved or extended. Next is food management. The instruments used are procurement at MSP from farmers and sale at central issue price under the targeted public distribution system. So in case of food management, what is done? procurement is done by the government from the farmers. At what price? MSP. So farmers provide or sell the commodities to the government, to the FCI actually. FCI is the government agent which procures the food commodities from the farmers, Food Corporation of India. So at MSP, the farmers sell their commodities to the government, and the government sells these commodities to the consumers at CIP or central issue price. We will be discussing about what is central issue price later when we discuss the concepts of agriculture at central issue price. And how is this sold to the consumers? Under the TPDS, that is Targeted Public Distribution System, and that through ration shops. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, currently the phase 5 is going on. So Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana tries to provide food grains to the poor or poorest of the poor at affordable rates or at free cost. Pilot scheme on fortification of rice and its distribution under the public distribution system is currently going on. It's a pilot scheme, which means it has not been extended all throughout the country. Experiments are going on with regard to fortification of rice and distributing the fortified rice under the public distribution system. One Nation, One Ration card has been recently launched, especially during the wake of COVID-19. The migrant workers were at a distress situation due to their inaccessibility to food grains through the public distribution system. So we have launched the One Nation, One Ration card. If you have a ration card, you can procure or you can buy the food grains from any ration shop in the country. Next is Open Market Sale Scheme. That is for sale of commodities in the open market and thereby ensure better price realization. Government has allowed production of ethanol from different feedstocks like BHY, CHY, molasses, cane juice, sugar syrup, sugar, damaged food grains including surplus of FCI rice, maize, etc. to achieve the target of 20% of ethanol blending by 2025. This target is again very important, and this was a question in 2020 prelims examination. Okay. So target of the government is 20% of ethanol blending by 2025. A roadmap for the construction of steel silos in the country in PPP mode for modernizing storage infrastructure. Construction of steel silos in PPP mode. PPP mode is public-private partnership. Now, what is steel silos? That is storage facilities. Okay, modern storage facilities. Why? Because this will reduce the wastage and also damage caused to these crops. Coming to fertilizers, again a very important subcomponent under agriculture we need to discuss. Urea is being provided to the farmers at a statutorily notified maximum retail price. What is maximum retail price? That is, beyond that it cannot be sold. So statutorily notified means it is notified through a statute or through a law. That is, it is a law of the land that urea cannot be sold beyond a particular level. That maximum price is notified by law. Nutrient-based subsidy scheme for phosphatic and potassic fertilizers, NBS. The new urea policy of 2015, and also government has made it mandatory for all domestic producers of urea to produce only neem-coated urea. Why? Okay, before that I'll tell you what is neem-coated urea, giving a neem coating to the urea. And this was 2016 prelims examination question. One is to check the excess use of urea. If it is neem-coated, it will slowly only penetrate into the soil. So nutrients will slowly penetrate and therefore the crops will not get damaged. Second thing is that urea was highly diversified for industrial use. That is, urea is given subsidy. So there was a huge diversification of this urea for the industrial purpose. So neem coated urea will help to contain this diversification. And thirdly, neem is also a pesticide. So it will be more efficient as a fertilizer as well as a pesticide. So that is the reason neem coated urea has been introduced. Potash derived from molasses brought under the nutrient based subsidy scheme. So these are the government initiatives or government steps taken in order to ensure the better efficiency of the use of fertilizer subsidies and fertilizers. And coming to the conclusion of this chapter, Improve productivity of small and marginal farmers through development and implementation of small-holding farm technologies is a target of the government. Then, crop diversification towards oilseeds, pulses and horticulture needs to be given priority to become self-sufficient. And there is an increase in research and development in agriculture because the output is high as compared to other types of subsidies given to agriculture. Need to explore options and promote use of alternative fertilizers like nano urea, organic fertilizers, etc. So, focus given on promoting the use of alternative fertilizers. Focus on new technology including drones and artificial intelligence based decision support system, reducing in-use of chemical fertilizers, use of low-cost organic inputs and supporting startups for innovations. So, these are all some of the focus areas of the government. So that's it with regard to the agricultural chapter from Economic Survey 2021-22. We'll start again with the next chapter in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Wish you all the very best.